What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. Another early morning collection update video for you guys. I have a little stack of albums here that I picked up from Paragon Records. I'm sure if you follow this channel, you've already noticed that that is a distro that I have kind of fallen in love with. It is one of my favorite places to order from these days. I know you've probably seen as I'm kind of making my way through the CD collection that I do tend to like some of this kind of obscure, um, unknown type stuff, and Paragon is a good place to find some of that stuff. Some of this stuff I had never heard of before, and as I was going through the site, it kind of piqued my interest, and I checked it out, and I was like, yeah, I want to get my hands on that as well. Uh, the, they offer stuff that's not just obscure and unknown as well. I just find some killer stuff that I probably would have never found otherwise on the site, and that's kind of the stuff that I tend to lean to. As always, Paragon Records will be linked up in the description if you want to go check them out. All of the CDs that I'm going to show in this update were $5 each. If you live in the US, Paragon does offer medium mail shipping, so you're not going to get stuff at a cheaper price point. A lot of this stuff you can't even get directly from the artist or label that they were put out on for the price that I was able to get it through Paragon. So I do love Paragon. I'm probably my favorite place to order from. I'm sure you know. I mean, there's been several collection update videos in a row that something from Paragon has been in it, whether it be like a general collection update where I have stuff from all over showing it, or just general Paragon collection update videos like this one. So I'm just gonna quit yapping and I'm gonna get into this. The Paragon site will be in the description, as well as I'm gonna try to find a stream, a Bandcamp page, something for each of these releases that I show. That way, if you see something that kind of piques your interest and you would like to hear some more of it, or at least check it out for the first time, it will be available to you down in the description. So go check it out. Sometimes when you order several albums, they throw freebies in. This was a freebie, the first one that I'm going to show. It is a CDR. Inside the artwork and stuff I'm wondering if it's like a promo, um, something along those lines. This is from a Polish black metal band entitled Thoth, and the name of the album is From the Abyss of Dungeons of Darkness. This is the debut full length from Thoth. I think this originally came out in 2008, if memory serves me correctly. As I was saying, it is just a kind of verbatim CDR. The music is fine on it though. Pretty good release. Very raw production, but underneath that raw production, there is some nice riffage going on in this. There's some nice music, pretty decent black metal there out of Poland. I dig that one quite a bit, and it's nice to get a free when you get a freebie like that. It's always nice if it's something that you actually enjoy. Thoth is pretty good black metal out of Poland. Next up, this is a band out of Chile. It is a Swedish death metal. It's got that old school Swedish death metal vibe, but the band is located in Chile. This is a 2018 EP from the band. I believe the band is entitled Gravered. It is one word, so it could be Gravered, but it reads as Gravered to me. The name of the EP is entitled Nine. Uh, this is good stuff. The intro, when I first started listening to this to check it out, I was intrigued just when I started hearing the intro. I was like, this is something that I think I can really get into. The intro made me want to hear the rest of the EP. So that's always when an intro works with an album. It's not just there to be there, and it piques your interest and makes you want to hear more of the album. That I really do appreciate. So I could dig that coming from Gray Bread. This was released on Iron Blood and Death Records, and it's just old school sounding death metal. It has an autopsy cover on here, ridden with disease, that that kind of finishes up the initial EP, and then the CD version has a bonus track entitled "Hell to the Legions That Rise from Flesh and Darkness," which is also a very strong track. But I really dig this. This was a stellar find. I was stoked to see this available through Paragon. So when I saw it on there, it was pretty much an auto buy. Good stuff there out of Chile. Next up, we have some Funeral Doom metal out of here in the U.S. I believe this band is out of Arizona. This is Catacombs with their debut EP. You usually don't get a lot of EP from Funeral Doom, but this is a 2-track EP. Clocks in right about 30 minutes. The name of this is Echoes Through the Catacombs. Pretty good. Is it the best Catacombs release? No, but for a debut EP, it is pretty solid. Funeral Doom metal. This was originally recorded and released in 2001. Some websites such as Metal Archives and other stuff will mistakenly try to tell you that this was originally released in 2003. It was not. It was originally released in 2001. Solitude Productions got a hold of it and gave it the reissue treatment in 2007. That's what this release is for. This is the 2007 Solitude Productions release. Pretty solid. I mean, Funeral Doom is one of those kind of pretentious genres in itself, and I mean this can kind of lean itself to that pretentiousness, but I do dig this. Looking forward to getting my hands on some more Catacombs stuff. That is actually the first Catacombs release that I've added to my collection, and it's kind of wanting me to branch out and grab some more of their material. If an EP is able to do that, then that EP has fulfilled its purpose, and I believe that EP definitely fulfilled its purpose. Next up, we have some Death Doom out of Russia. I've seen this one on the Paragon site for pretty much every time that I go on there when it filters like the full collection, and it has you can like sort it. You can pick sorting like new to old and all that type of stuff. You guys are familiar with shopping online. When you do the initial, when I do the initial uh, full collection or just look at CDs themselves, this one always is on the before I do the sorting. It's right there on the front, and I see it. And I look at it, and then I go find other stuff, and it kind of gets passed over. I finally, at this point, was like, I've looked at this album long enough. I've checked it out numerous times. It's time to go ahead and pull the trigger and add it to the collection. This is a young man's funeral, a young man's furniture, a young man's funeral with Thanatic Unlife. I believe this is the band's second album. I'm not 100% sure on that. This is just some killer Death Doom out of Russia. This was originally released in 2013. I'm wanting to say it's only 3 tracks long, but as doomy stuff goes, the tracks run on and on. I think it clocks in about 45 minutes with those 3 tracks because the first one is 16 minutes, the second one is 16 minutes, and then the last one is almost 10. So good stuff here. Sludgy at times. I mean, it's Death Doom. It's got these sludgy undertones. Some progressiveness goes on within this release as well. But I really dig it. I found so much metal out of that area over there between Russia and the Ukraine that I've just fallen in love with over the years. And this is another one that I'm glad to have finally just pulled the trigger and put it in the collection. I checked it out so many times. It was just, I mean, it was time to go on and grab it and put it in the collection. Next up, we have some melodic black metal out of Brazil. This is Luxuria D Lilith. That is translated into Lilith's Lust. This is Lilitus. This is the when did this one come out? 2016 full length. The production value on this is phenomenal. Looking at the artwork matches the music quite perfectly. I mean, it's very if when you see something tagged as melodic black metal, you kind of know what you're getting into already anyway. I know it's not for everybody, but this one is with the production value that this one offers. I was very impressed with this release. This is another one that's making me want to uh, look up some more of this band's material. This was my introduction to them, and I know they have quite a bit of other a bit of offerings as far as discography out there. So I will be looking more into this kind of occult black metal. It even has like some vampirific, some vampire themes going on. I know that may sound goofy to some people, but I mean it works well with the music. The production value is off the charts on that. Fantastic release and a steal, an absolute steal for $5. Next up, we have some more black metal. This is an EP that came out last year. This is a band out of Indonesia, and I'm not um, really used to finding killer black metal out of Indonesia. Usually, when I think of Indonesia, I think of the 10,000 uh, brutal death metal, death grind bands that are running around over there. It seems like they have just as many brutal death metal bands as they do people over there in Indonesia. So when you stumble across some killer black metal like this, then it's like a little needle in a haystack type deal. But this is a phenomenal release. This is Sethos with Unholy Legion. This is, as I was saying, an EP that came out last year. I think it's 6 tracks, and it's kind of got some pagan-esque themes, but don't jump in and think it's pagan black metal. It's more occult than pagan, but it does have like almost some pagan-esque themes here and there sprinkled in with this little EP. Uh, no apologies on this whatsoever. Very brazen. The production value on this one is also very strong, and this is one that the artwork. It's another that the artwork drew me in. I saw that and I was like, well, that looks interesting. I want to check that out. And then within just a few minutes of listening to this, I already knew that this was for me, and it was definitely coming into the collection. I definitely hope some of you guys jump on the opportunity to check this one out because it is a killer release. And then the last one I picked up is some folky pagan black metal, folk metal, black metal out of Spain. This is a band entitled, I'm going to butcher. I had to write the band down because I have trouble reading it on the case, and it's hard to read anyway. Itnuveth, I believe is how you pronounce that, with Enuma Elish. This came out last year. They actually have already released another full length that came out this year. Uh, as I was saying, folky metal out of Spain. Black. It is very blackened. If you don't want to go out all out and say that it's black metal, it is very black and folk metal. If you don't want to just call it black metal, so definitely keep that in mind. I know there are different levels, different subgenres of folk metal, but this one leans its way toward black metal very heavily. The folkiness and the black metal, those two genres for me, folk metal and black metal, they seem to intertwine so seamless. I really enjoy bands that are able to pull elements from both of those particular subgenres of metal and meld them together. I think that's kind of just like a marriage, a perfect marriage, in my humble opinion. But this band does it very well. Probably one of my that I favorites that I picked up out of this entire stack. Killer stuff. I wouldn't expect something like this out of Spain. I mean, I don't want to be judgmental or anything, but usually when I think of this type stuff, this almost lends itself almost to that almost Russian sound that I've grown to enjoy over the years. But killer stuff there. Hope you guys jump on the chance to check some of this stuff out. Definitely go check out Paragon Records. I think you guys can find some stuff over there that you will enjoy. I know they've got some tapes now marked down to like $3, and I only picked up CDs this time, but they do offer vinyl tapes. They've got it all. They've got merch over there as well. They do offer some bootleg stuff. I know that some of you are into bootlegs. I know some of you are dead set against it, but it it's not like they're trying to pass bootleg stuff off as genuine. The bootleg stuff is marked bootleg, so you're not getting any surprises or anything, or getting ripped off in your mind. And you know what you're getting when you look at it over there. So that's all I've got for today. I will try to get back on the CD collection too this week. I had a very long week last week. Some of you guys know what was going on, some of you don't. I don't want to get into it in the videos, but um, I will try to get back on track as much as possible this week. So stay classy, stay metal, and I will see you guys as soon as possible. I promise.